How you doing? My name is Mark and welcome to the Varathane Shop. I've been a carpenter for over 30 years and over the past 8 years of building custom furniture professionally. Today we're going to cover the basics of choosing the right stain and how to apply each one. When choosing the right type of Varathane stain for your project, there are a couple different variables you need to think of. One, how long do you want to get this project done in? How detailed is your project? Is there a lot of intricate pieces to work with? And how much control do you want to have over the color? Now let's talk about some stains. Here we have two of Varathane's oil-based stains. We have the Premium Oil Wood Stain and the Premium Fast Dry Wood Stain. So let's talk about the Premium Oil Stain. Premium oil stain is great for basically any size project, big or small. I prefer it for larger projects, but also for people that are new to staining. It gives you a little more freedom because it takes a lot longer to dry. The other thing it does, it gives you a lot of control over the color. So you can keep adding more and more coats to actually build the deepness or the depth of your stain. Now let's talk about the Premium Fast Dry Stain. Much like the Premium Oil Stain I showed you before, it's great for any project, but I really like it on a small to medium sized project. It provides a rich, vibrant color in one coat, which makes it a great option for people with quick timelines or those that are excited to get their project done. Let's get into this project. I built this large bench and sanded it with Gator Reptilian sandpaper. For this project, I'll be using Varathane's Premium Oil Stain. To stain this piece, we need to follow 3 key steps. That's prep, stain, and top coat. For materials, I have gloves, a stir stick, rags, brushes, wood conditioner, and the stain. So wood conditioner is one of those steps that most people skip, and then they wonder why their stain came out all blotchy. And the reason is because soft woods like this have different densities. So the stain will absorb into the wood at different rates, so to speak. So in softer parts of the wood, it's going to absorb more and it'll be lighter. And then where the knots are, it'll absorb less and be darker. So what the preconditioner does is put a light sealer across the entire piece evenly so that the stain can absorb evenly. So the first step you need to do before you begin staining is stir the stain itself. And the reason you stir the stain is because when it sits, the pigments and the binders separate. So if you were to put it on straight from the shelf, you would have a very uneven coat. For applying the stain, I personally like to use a bristle brush. It gets into the details really easily, but you can use a foam pad or even a rag to wipe it on. It's just important if you're going to use a bristle brush to get one that's oil ready. And then when you're applying, you want to make sure that you go with the grain and try to stay consistent. And the reason that this premium oil stain is so good for this is I don't feel like I am in a hurry. I can take my time with the application because it does not dry quickly, which means this would be a good stain to use for a large bench like this, tabletop, anything you really want to take your time staining. And then once you get done with the section that you're happy with, wait about 5 minutes before you take a dry rag and you want to wipe off all the excess. All right, it's been about 2 hours, and judging by the look of this, I want to make it a little more deeper. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply one more coat of stain. And this is one of the main reasons why I like this stain, because I can just keep applying more and more coats, allowing me to get it to the exact color that I want. And you're gonna apply this no different than we did on the first coat, using a bristle brush again and just going with the grain. So I let this sit for about 5 minutes, and now I'm gonna wipe off the excess just like before. I'm gonna go ahead and let this stain dry for 8 hours, and then it's ready for an oil-based top coat. Now let's stain the stool that I built and sanded off camera. I'm using Premium Fast Dry as I mentioned before. This is a great product for small to medium sized projects because of the quick dry time. The other great thing about this product is you don't need to apply wood conditioner. So once you've sanded, you're ready to begin staining. For this project, we will need the same materials as the bench, except we're using a bristle brush instead of a foam brush. Another cool benefit of the product is the ability to mix stains. Make sure to check out Varathane's socials and websites to see all the different combinations. Now let's get into it. The Premium Fast Dry doesn't need a wood conditioner because the stain is designed to penetrate evenly in just one coat. So you're gonna apply an even coat going with the grain. And the reason I like this is it's great for these small projects because you can comfortably apply and wipe off the stain. And once you wipe up all the excess, you can come back in about an hour and it should be dry and ready for top coat. All right, I finished staining both projects and now they're ready for top coat. Check out the Varathane how-to video on polyurethane for more information. When you finish with your project, it's important to clean up your space. Be sure to follow the product's label for important cleanup and disposal instructions. Both of these are great products, but remember, before you start your project, ask yourself these questions. What's the size of your project? How much time do you have? And how much control do you want over your color? And if you can't decide, I recommend trying out both stains. Grab a couple small scraps of wood and see what works best for you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow Varathane on their socials, YouTube, and visit the website for more product details. And be sure to check out my socials as well. Link below. See you next time.